Hello, this is a little bit out of the ordinary. I'm making an instructional video about the Crystal Sky monitor. Simply because I bought it, I waited for it for 3 months. I paid 3 months ago, and thank God the guy who I dealt with, he said because they only got 3 items in out of 20 he needed. But because he took the money out of my account 3 months ago, I was one of the lucky ones it was sent to. I got the Crystal Sky monitor. I should get it right now to show you, but I do not want you to show you how well it works and how bright it is. But I turned it on once. Of course it works well. It is bright outside. It is working like a charm. I of course went outside just to see how it is out there, and it is brilliant. It is brilliant. It loads up very quickly, doesn't take long. Well, it shows you what is connected, and at the moment it looks like I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I must be, because I'm in my DJI account. Sometimes, the first few times I went in there, I will go back now, you see it. That's all you need to see. Because you can see this from 1,000 videos, everybody will show you that off. What I want to show you is how to save, well, how to save. I made an attachment that in my eyes is smarter for me. Because DJI sells you a very expensive connector from the remote to the Crystal Sky where you screw it in directly, which is perfect, but I have also a Mavic, which I love, and I will fly my Mavic maybe more often now than the Phantom, because the laws in Canada allow the Mavic to be much more freer than the Phantom, which is over 1 kilo in weight. So I needed something that will work with both systems and still give me what I want. Looks okay. It makes it much thicker, of course. I made this here out of foam. I will show you the steps, what I used, how I did it, and then if you feel inclined, you can do that easily yourself. The wood I'm using for this is wood I took off. If you ever got a good bottle of champagne or a very good bottle of wine, they come in those wooden boxes from the liquor store, special wooden boxes. I use this kind of wood. It's very light, it's still quite sturdy, depending which one you use, and I use this to enforce the tops of the foam, because the foam alone, there is quite some pressure, especially on my Mavic system. There's a spring in there that would add a lot of pressure, and it would eventually bend or break the foam. So I reinforced it like this. In the back I left some space for the battery. Well, you will see this while we go through the steps. The weight of this contraption I made is 33 grams, finished as it is. The connection to the tablet is, as you see, very sturdy, but it is Velcro in the back. So if I want to get away from this contraption, the Velcro you see is here. This is attaching to the Velcro. This is the inside from it. That's it. My idea, I find it quite intelligent, smart, hopefully very functional for the 2 or 3 systems you may have. If you have a Spark, the same thing applies for the Spark. The holding has not been invented yet. There will be many second and third producers will come out with products. There's already 2 or 3 out, but they are clamming around the remote control and all this. Mine changes nothing on what you have right now intact. You just add this on the back of the screen. One thing I need to mention, because of the foam, I was afraid it would heat up with the monitor. But the Velcro on both, the 2 layers of Velcro, and one on the screen, one on here, leave about 3 to 4, almost 4 millimeters of space between the foam and the free air. So the free air can still circulate in the back, which I think will be the biggest thing. Well, watch the video, hope you like it. If you do, thanks for watching. Well, hello. Here I am. I'm working on my kitchen table. I decided to make something to save myself a lot of money and inconvenience eventually, because I found this here, which I used to, from building something, I used to buy a big thing. I used it many times, and it's this foam. This one was a cross on there with tape. I used it to take off with my drones. Now I want to use it to make a connector to put up the tablet, the Cristal Sky, without spending $110 Canadian. And there I have to be careful because there are ventilation spots where the fan is blowing. You cannot close them up. They're down here, and up here is one. Here are some microphones. This band is the GPS and the compass, so this has to be opened. Also the Wi-Fi is, you cannot plug this one up. So everything I do has to be behind. And I came up with this pretty idea with this foam, which is, and the connector from the normal Phantom should fit here, and also my addition connector from the Mavic should fit on there also. It is higher than the battery, because it is quite a light material, and those clamps are quite strong. I will reinforce the two sides with pieces of wood. Down here, of course, I will reinforce it with wood to compare for the entrance of the connector to the remote control. I will leave that free. To make it look nice, I will paint it a bit. Right now I'm coming to the part where I will glue the wood on. Well, so here I used epoxy glue, and the wood is glued on there now. I put some weight on top to keep it pressed down and to be straight. Hopefully this will do the trick. We will know in a few minutes. Okay, I have to report some fail. If you remember, I did this all nice. I taped on the wood already, and when I used a spray can with black paint, it ate the foam. So black is out. I have to cut it away. It's still eating away. You can see the hole, how it attacked the foam. That cannot be used for $1,000 equipment. Now I tried the same again. I made another one. This time I painted it with rust paint, but lac paint, like from a car, and it will be red, and I leave the wood red and the wood pieces will be staying black. Hopefully that will work. Well, hello. It is now in the morning. I have to wait a bit for my second one, the painting, to try. I chose red because red was the only paint I had at home. It's a rust paint. It went on. This time it didn't eat the plastic. This, thank God. I mean, that is something I didn't expect at all. But it was actually, turned out better than my first one. A little bit wider on the sides, but that should not be doing any harm. Right now I'm gluing on the wood pieces. I kept black from the other one because it's better than just wood. Down here you see the two lips jumping out. In the middle there's a space for the USB-C connection. I hope to use this there. because if you can see down here, the two wooden boards cover the holes in case I ever need to drill a hole in there and add some screws for extra security. That could be done. Well, this is the day after. I'm done. It is done. Again, to regroup, you know, I used building foam about in the same size I measured before, that it would come out further than the battery on the back, which I was successful in finding, and I cut out two pieces, as you see, because you know the first one I screwed up, it melted by the paint. That, of course, I did correspondent the other Velcro onto the tablet itself, and it fits in quite easily. I still have to learn how to do it quite easily, but once you fit it in, it fits quite well. You see the holes here coincide. Now it is actually quite sturdy, as you can see. It holds on quite well, withstanding a lot of things. Now I had to reinforce the wood pieces. I did, because this one, for example, from my Mavic, I bought this. It's quite a strong item. So if I want to have it functionable, it has to withstand quite a bit of power, which it does with this without a problem. This is the C connector I got to plug in on the bottom, as you can see. Everything in functioning order very well. Even balances still on the board. I have sweaty fingers, so. Well, this is the one thing. Now the one thing is I did that. This is for the Mavic, but I did that because DJI gave us this little present with something that you have to exchange here totally. I like to keep my old mount on the DJI mount, so I just gonna use this here like in the olden days. Works like a charm. Maybe look a little bit weird with all the red. It looks like the Teflon will be enough. Now here is there's two screws to screw it into a holder. I maybe use one of those screws to make a security attachment to the base here, just in case while I'm doing something it flips out, it gets loose. Maybe heat will make the Teflon come loose. If that happens, I don't lose a $1,000 monitor on the floor. It only will dangle between my legs, and that is, I call this acceptable damage. Well, there's one thing I forgot that is actually quite interesting. I wanted to show you how the changing of the battery still works, because this is important. If you want to make a quick change with the battery, you still go like this, push on the button, click the battery out. I'm being clumsy now because I'm nervous. Click the battery out, click the new battery in, put it in place, done. I forgot to mention, with the Velcro on the bottom, there is, in between the foam and the tablet itself, is about 3-4 centimeters added by the Velcro, which leaves air flowing through, which probably will help. This is something that was bothering me with the Velcro, because sometimes those machines get a bit hot, and then the glue on the Velcro might come loose. But I think this one will do a great job to let air still flow through without overheating, which is another good thing. Let me do this one more time. Let's take it apart. The taking apart, you have to start on one end and then work yourself down. That way you don't disturb. Now let's weigh this, what I did, because that's a hell of a difference in weight. The weight of this is 33 grams. That is woof. Ingenious, and it's very sturdy with the wood reinforcement. There's nothing gonna be breaking. My idea, hopefully you like it, and maybe you can use it. If you don't do the same, figure out your own way, but it can be done, and it probably can be done much nicer looking than what I did, although I'm happy with it. I can live with that. Well, I have now my little tablet. It actually only came yesterday. I did this all quite in a hurry, I must say. I have connected it, which was straightforward. The little tablet tells you exactly what to do when. I got it onto my Wi-Fi, and then of course you play with it. You turn it on, you turn it off, you turn it on, you turn it off. Every time I turned it on again, I actually was not connected to the Wi-Fi. Until I found out, because there was this morning when then I had to give in my code, all of a sudden it connected. And now I realize the machine is a smart little thing. Well, no wonder, it costs a lot. It doesn't connect when it's not necessary. I have already downloaded for the whole region, Quebec, all the maps, meaning I can travel anywhere in Quebec now, and the maps will go with the compass in that machine. It will show me the corresponding map, where I am, what the street names are, the whole thing. That's already something incredible. But it also, this morning I woke up and I turned it on just because after I finished gluing and I had to wait, and I play with it. Of course, like everybody, we like to play with our toys. We're just big boys, aren't we? Turned it on, and I checked on the Wi-Fi, and it said it was connected, and then I was advised that there's an update to the whole system. They had a few fixes that has occurred, and I of course went to the update. It did it by itself. It tells you need so much power. Of course I had full power. I got 2 batteries. I get all excited loading those. And no problem at all. No problem at all to update that, and it was connected, and then afterwards I assume the machine self-disconnected again because it didn't need the connection. Why be connected to Wi-Fi when you don't... I mean, it's not your regular tablet. I don't get Skype, I don't get anything else. Why would I? And I'm actually bought it because of this. I didn't mind my iPad, but I had some Apple with an old account where I don't remember how to get into it, so it kept asking me for the entrance of the old... Oh, it was quite a pain in the neck with my old iPad, till I did an iOS upgrade. It reset itself, and I ignored the old account, just went with the new account, and all of a sudden it's a very nice, well-behaving iPad. But when I was on the telephone for hours with 3 different Apple advisors from Apple, none of them could fix the problem for me, till it fixed itself with an update to the new iOS 10 or 11 or whatever it was. Well, whatever. Nice thing. There's one thing I forgot. I will make a quick video now with this foam on. I still able to change the battery in the bag. That's why I left the hole. Click on the thing. It switches. The quick change of the battery is not at all anything in the way. It works beautifully, my Idear. So if it helps you, well, I'm happy to have helped you. If not, you can at least laugh about my inventiveness. Ciao, guys.